I love the analogy, by the way, of the kid at the science fair. But the problem with DC is that, they're the kid at the science fair who neglected their work until the night before and threw it all together and was like, oh, this will work because like it just will,
Yeah.
Mind you,
DC fumbled the bag, dude. They had the Nolan,
yeah.
they had
mind
the
you, they're the
Nolan.
smartest kid in class too. The smartest kid in the
Right.
school.
Right. They had
They've got the
Nolan, they
most.
had Batman. Like, come on.
And like,
They've got the most worldwide recognized property.
They
I mean,
had scholarships. Like that's what it was. They had scholarships. It was crazy.
full
And they
boats to Harvard.
Well, and this is the thing, right? And Razine says that Marvel got lucky with casting, and I guess you're right, but like also it's not luck when you get every single one of them right. Like it's not, it stops being luck at a certain point.
When did
Downey
the first
Jr.
Dark
is so
Knight come
good.
out? When did Batman Begins come out? Was that before or after Iron Man? I can't remember.
Way before. It was like 2004 or something like that.
Those are great casting choices. I mean, you look at everyone that they've casted for that trilogy was just, I thought, on point. I really enjoyed everyone who was casted. I didn't really was like, oh, really? This is who you picked? So I don't think casting was as much. I think it's just as said, and we kind of extrapolated. They're the kid, maybe Katie Holmes. I mean, yeah, they're the kid at the science fair who has a full boat ride to Harvard and think that they can just show up, the day before, whip something together and still go because they have the most worldwide recognized superheroes. Now, don't get me wrong. I knew who Iron Man was and who Captain America, Thor. I know who those people, but I didn't know who they were until I was introduced to them by Marvel. Like I didn't know they're like how I knew X-Men or how I knew Spider-Man from watching the cartoons growing up, because there wasn't an Avengers comic cartoon, and I didn't read the comic books. There wasn't Avengers games, stuff like that. I didn't know them, but I knew who the hell the Justice League was. I knew all the people in there, and they just fumbled the bag, and now they're left to play catch up, and it's just not working. Doesn't matter who they get for world-class directors, amazing actors with worldwide recognized names and fame and everything like that. It seems like they can't get it together. I've got high hopes for this Batman movie. We'll see how it comes out, but man, it's a shame because this is what DC should have been, but Marvel has made it. I mean, think of the characters that Marvel has introduced. A low name, Rocket Raccoon and Groot are household names now. Like, and they can't get a Batman right to say they're a Wonder Woman 1982 to save their lives right. But here we are. Everyone talks about Baby Groot all the time. Like it baffles me how bad they fumbled the bag.
Well, when you think about it, I mean, Marvel Studios goes bankrupt and sells Spider-Man, Hulk, the X-Men, Fantastic Four, sells all of them, all the biggest ones, right? And they do it without them. And Razine said in the comments, which I love, that he says, Marvel is like the Patriots, where they have an identity, right? And DC is like the Jets, they just have no identity and they're just trying to figure it out on the run, and it's like. And it's true, because Marvel starts with
big
Iron
name
Man,
actors and actresses and trying to throw them in movies, and it's not working here. Jumping on the Jason Momoa train and trying to get him in it,
Yes,
it's 100% right.
Right, and they did. Marvel did the exact opposite when they first did Thor. They said we want two no names to play Thor and Loki. That's what we want. And people were like, what are you, nuts? You're going to get two no-names to play these two characters? And then they crushed it, And so it's, it's a different way to do it. And
gambled on Chris Pratt, who was a silver screen guy,
Right.
Never a leading movie man. Yeah. Gambled on bringing in Batista as Drax, who didn't have a career. And, he's
even
one of
RDJ,
the funniest characters in the MCU.
Right, even RDJ, he was he's obviously a great actor, but he was not that he was a no-name. He had just come back from his addiction and stuff, and was kind of flamed out,
And going with Jon Favreau as the director, I mean, his biggest hit before that was Elf.
On Swingers, but yes, Elf. I mean,
but I mean, okay, bring this dude who just did Elf in, and let's see what he can do with the baby, the starting point of our franchise. Let's give the reins to RDJ and Jon Favreau, and it worked out. Calculated risk, and
Yeah.
here we are.
It's a good point. It's a good point. So, yeah, I am. I'm very excited. And so you're right,
Dwayne
Razim. You're right about Black Adam is coming out with DC. So, I mean, listen, I think what has to happen with DC is they have to try. You have to try to do something like what Marvel has done. You have to try to build a universe that people care about. And when you build a universe that people care about, you have to start small. You have to do the solo movies first and then do the team up movies. You don't have a choice. You have to get people to buy into those characters and fall in love with those characters. That's the only way you can do it. And like the problem is that, the solo movies, right? The origin story movies, they're just not as good because they're not. But you still have to do them.
And part of that is because part of that is DC gives you the team up and then gives you, let's go back in time now to why their origin story. It's like, come on, like it is what it is. I could get back and forth on this all day. I think The Rock is just they made a great choice with Shazam. Not feeling The Rock as Black Adam, but whatever, whatever they think's going to help them sell tickets, and that's the problem is they're worried about selling tickets and they're not worried about putting out an amazing product.
It's going to suck. Who are we kidding?
It's going to suck.
But you know what, though?
I love The Rock, but it's going to suck.
But this is what I'll say about The Rock. The Rock isn't a great actor, but he's like an Arnold Schwarzenegger type actor where, like, what I mean by that is that he throws some cheese in there and, like, has these action things and stuff, but he doesn't take himself too seriously, and he like kind of makes it fun, and it's cheesy, and like that's what you're going to get from him. He's not a serious actor, but if you put him in that position in a good movie where he's kind of like a doofus and like kind of does these kind of silly things and like hams it up a little bit, you can make it work.
But he's a villain.
But it doesn't matter though. You can still make it work. The problem is,
but you have the guy who plays Shazam is that
right, exactly.
kind of
but
goofy.
That's okay. But if you want to try to
you can't have two of them in the same movie.
He's not going to be in Shazam.
That's Shazam's arch nemesis, isn't it? Black Adam.
I don't know.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it is.
It is. Yeah, they're going
to be in the same movie together.
So like it has to be like The Rock has to be evil in this, and I guess to Josh's point, I have no idea how he's going to do that without doing some goofy stuff in it,
Right.
I mean, I just watched the first trailer for Jungle Cruise, and I threw up in my mouth. I'm like, Kevin Hart's not even in this with you, and this looks just absolutely
I'm so excited for that because it's going to be so bad, and I'm going to love every second of it. It's going to be so terrible. But I love Emily Blunt, so it's a little different. Like she can do no wrong in my opinion. So like. I just, so I'm like, all right, Emily Blunt's in it and The Rock's in it. Like, okay, it's going to be awful, but let's go.
I need steak.
So, yeah. but we'll see.
All right.
But we'll see. And look, I don't want to shit on DC because like it's like low hanging fruit at this point. I mean, like it's like the it's like the Simpsons meme where it's like, like he's dead. Just stop. Like it's just not so, but we'll see what's interesting. So he's getting the presidential run. Hey, listen, I'd vote for The Rock for president. What the hell?
I'll vote for Rock as president. Nothing can be worse than what we've had in the past.
So
let's get him in there.
Anyways,
with that being said, let's wrap this show up, Pat. Yes. It's 1 hour and 30 minutes. I don't want the recording to get cut off like it's been doing. And I've got an article to write, a pretty 1,000-word article that I need to get out for tomorrow. So,
all right. So
I've had an amazing time talking with all of you guys.
It's been fun. Thank you all for coming. Appreciate it. Appreciate you guys. Yeah. Thank you as always. And we'll be back Monday night next week. Oh shoot, I'm going to be in Algonquin, but that's all right. I don't mind. I'll be in Maine, but that's no big deal. So my wife, I haven't told my wife that one yet, but
I went to the store. We have Maine lobster down here. Guess how much they are a pound?
Oh, I'm sure quite expensive.
$16.99 a pound.
That's not bad at all. $16.99 a pound.
$16.99 a pound, bro. Do you have a market basket where you are? Those things are $8.99 a pound.
No, it's not a
double down here.
It's a family trip, Lofton. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. So, but anyways, all right, play the music and then we'll get out of here. Thank you guys for coming. We'll be back next week. Next week again, Black Widow next week. Full spoilers. So if you haven't seen it, I mean, for goodness sake, at this point, if you haven't seen it, like buy it on. Listen. I know Disney Plus. I know it's $30, and $30 sounds like a lot. But if you're paying $15 for the movie ticket, anyways, and then you buy in the popcorn, and then you buy in the Starburst or the Skittles or whatever else you get to go with the popcorn, you're at $30 anyways. And then you spend the $30 once, and you can watch it unlimited times. It's a no-brainer. Buy the $30.
Someone just dropped a Disney Plus in the group chat, and who's bought it already? And
that's it.
Hook them up.
Got to do it. That's it. You know what I mean? Get someone else's subscription. That's what Juliana does with us. So get someone else's subscription. You know. So
exactly.
All right. Play the music.
Let's play ourselves out of here.
We're out of here.
Let's go.